Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Training for the Tour. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm on the range at my home club, Isleworth Golf and Country Club, once again. I'm going to now go through what I'm working on in my golf swing, the things that I use, why I'm working on them, and what my tendencies are. So I sometimes give advice on what people at home can do, but today we're going to go through my stuff. So let's have a look. Once again, if you guys like anything that I'm wearing, it's all by Melbourne Golf from head to toe. If you want any of these looks for yourself, go ahead and click the link in my description. It'll take you to the site. You can purchase exactly what I'm wearing here. I can link that. Anything you buy using my link really helps the channel and helps us making these videos. So appreciate everyone's support there. First thing you may or may not be able to notice is I range my golf balls before I practice. I have groups of four, 3 groups of 4. The reason that I do this is because, as you'll see, I'm going to use 2 training aids, and then I'm going to have a lot without any training aids where I kind of detach from those things. So I like to break it down into lots because I feel like it's easy to just keep scraping balls and not be kind of focused on my intention of what I'm trying to do with each one of these things. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I start out is I'm going to use Smart Ball. Basically, it's like you've seen the Tour Strikers Smart Ball, my boy David Woods and Sean Foley, they've been using Pro Sender, and that is another version of it. Basically anything between the arms. This one's the Watson Structure Ball. So what I do here and why I use this, we'll get in here for my first lot of 4. So all 4 of these balls are going to be using this ball between my arms. So basically, if I go through my tendencies, is I will get a little underturned with the upper body, and everything will start to kind of steepen in the downswing. I sometimes kind of, in my effort to create power, kind of pull down on the shaft a little bit, and it just steepens out. So when I use the structure ball, all I'm trying to feel is that at the top, so it forces you to turn a lot. It makes sure that when your elbows stay together, your torso has to turn to be able to take the club back. So it helps it turn. But then from the top, I try and feel like I squeeze the ball between my arms. And when I squeeze it, it shallows the club. So just trying to feel that transition from the top, squeeze the ball, and let that club come down nice and shallow. So it's just going to look a little bit like this. And don't be so caught up, I think, at least where I get caught up, is that I will sometimes film my swing with a training aid, and it's probably going to look a little funky. I mean, you've got like something physically impeding your golf swing. So you're just trying to develop a feel. Don't worry about how it looks with a training aid. Know that you're developing a feel. For me, it's squeezing that ball, getting that club to shallow. I don't care if it's a bit laid off, I'm a bit inside while I'm doing this. I'll worry about that a little bit more when I take everything off. All right, so I've hit my 4 with the structure ball. So next thing we do is back to this purple band. This purple band is kind of a staple for me. I use it to warm up with like my stretching and stuff like that. I use it in my putting. I use it in my full swing. So now what I do is this goes under the arms. And what are we trying to achieve with this band under the arms? This band, so like I alluded to before, I sometimes get the club too far in front of me. So I'm always trying to get things a little bit deeper for me. A little bit kind of, I try and feel like my hand structure gets behind my right shoulder. So this is going to allow that, because if that right elbow kind of gets high and in front of me, obviously I'm going to drop that band. And then the second thing that I use it for is this connection here, left arm to chest. I sometimes, as a high-speed player, I'll rip this way a little too much, and I would have dropped that band in my left. So that just keeps that point of connection there. I feel like I hang on to that, and I just rotate around myself to square that up. So kind of band under the arms here. Feel that nice depth. And you've got to let go. At some point through the follow through, make sure there's not someone hitting behind you if you decide to do this drill, because you will throw the band. But try and hang on to that band as long as possible. At least that's my feel. I want to feel it at least at impact, if not a little bit later on. And then eventually I go to my normal follow through and we should lose that bend. All right, so we've done another lot of 4 with the band. Everything feels pretty good, a little bit more depth. And now I think this next part is super important. I've been caught in the bad habit. You start doing drills, you get a good feel, or vice versa, you don't have a good feel. You just get stuck on those all day. And I think if I attribute any part of me struggling or not playing as good in tournaments as I would have liked, is I sometimes get too technical in the full swing, which I don't want to be. So this last lot of 4 is me having trust that everything that I've done with those drills, I can now completely detach from. No thought, and I have 100% intention on the target. So these last 4 bowls, I won't do a waggle. So I think you might have seen before is that I have a little waggle before. No waggle, no practice swing, and 100% committed to the target. Like I'm going to pick a specific shot and try and hit that. Because this is how you got to operate on the course. You can't be attached to all of that. You can have a swing feel. You cannot, my opinion, swing thoughts are not good. They're very different. So trust that what I've done there is good. So for here, I'm going at that pole that you can probably see in the distance. So I'm going to pick a shot here. Let's say I'm going to hit just a little hold off fade with a pitching wedge about 140 yards. I've got my quad here. Perfect. That went 139 yards, so just maybe a fraction under my number, but we would do 4 of those, and it's very important you don't skip this step. Like crucial, you don't skip this step because you can so easily get too technical out on course. Very few people can operate well that way. Okay, so this one I'm going to hit more of like a low draw, so like into maybe a back left flag. Once again, pretty solid. I was just outside my quad range there, so didn't get numbers on it. Another one here. Here we're gonna go like, I'm gonna go stock. This should be 146 yards dead straight. Just like that. 144 dead straight. So it should take you this lot of 4 where you're focused on a target, where you're not focused on technique. This should take you quite a bit longer. It's way more thought-provoking doing this. You got to pick a shot, be attached to that shot, have a sensation in your body that matches that shot. Like you got to be really, really involved here. We're going to go a low cut here. Probably take some off it too, about 129. Just didn't quite cut, but still pretty close, 126 yards. I'd say that was 12 shots. I'm gonna go through that with, I'm gonna say 12 shots, 4 to 6 clubs. So I'm either gonna hit anywhere from 48 to kind of, I don't know, some days I might hit 100 shots doing that kind of routine, like first drill, second drill, no drill, and I'll go through my pitching 8, 6, 5, like whatever I need to do, and I'll go through that with all my clubs. And that's that. It just depends how long of a technique session that I want to have. And I think what this does as well is once I hit my 12 shots, I'm going to go sit in the car or have a break for a couple of minutes, because I hopefully am very focused through that little set, have a break, come back. If you're in a time crunch, do with a few less balls, but make sure you have that break because I think you come into the next set much fresher. But yeah, that's about it for technique. I think if I put it all together and summarize in 3 main things that I'm trying to improve in my golf swing, I want as much turn as possible. I want that to carry my arms deep enough, and I want to feel like I just squeeze the elbows in a little bit in the downswing to be able to shallow the club. If I get those 3 things right, I'm good to go, and I think I'm going to play some really good golf. So that's what I have for you in terms of what I, Ryan Ruffels, am working on in my golf swing. All right, guys, that is another episode of training for the tour. Hopefully you got a little bit out of that, kind of understanding what I'm working on in my golf swing. And now if you hear me complain in a video or something, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let me know if there's anything like that that you want to see. I can go through short game. I've just done one on putting, course management, anything you guys want. Let me know. I'm happy to keep making this series. I certainly enjoy making them. So let me know what you want to see next.